Hey everybody, welcome back to Odin Sphere. I got a new co-commentator for this story. It's Risen.
Hello.
And man, this is a great chapter because we're finally over the hump of bad gameplay and kind of meandering story. And we're gonna go into an even worse story in terms of just, you know, general structure. But man, at least the gameplay is like way better.
Yeah.
So how much of Odin Sphere have you played, Risen?
I am almost done with it. I need to sit down and just beat the last couple levels of Velvet and then the finale.
So would you agree with me that Oswald's story is kind of a hot fucking mess?
Yeah, it goes all over the place. He's needed in so many different places that he jumps around so much with very little order.
Yeah, he's expected to be either a driving force or a boss in other encounters. That there are just gaps of plot that go missing. So when that happens, I will try to elaborate what the fuck just happened, but I honestly don't know if I can. I can only think of two places where I can absolutely do that. Also, this is the third dragon that we never get to see.
Take my head and announce your victory to the commander of the fairies.
You should be aware that all this was caused by that country. But they did not hire me. My father specifically asked me to do this.
He is not your father. Your real
I'd imagine that a person that is distinctly lacking wings wouldn't be the child of a fairy.
The name of a man who abandoned a baby. Melvin is my
He's just very hopeful.
Even though I am
So yeah, Oswald is, if anything, an extreme loyalist.
Do not forget that.
Which is kind of a thing that is the big theme of Oswald's story, is that he's very loyal, despite everything else not being.
Yep.
Shadow Master who threatens the darkness. Seek the bird. That shall be your destiny.
He's basically been raised to be other people's servant, and he kind of just can't deal with not being a servant.
I do gotta admit though, I like Oswald's shadow form, even though it's just like maximum edgy.
It is as Melvin's
Like his core design is
So
perfectly
extremely
fine.
have this Belderima.
Yeah.
Even the dragon shall fear me.
It does kind of suck though that Oswald gets so much guff for being the quote-unquote edgelord when really he's kind of the opposite of that.
Yeah. Aesthetically, he's the edgelord, when in reality, he's very operatic hero.
So there's a big difference with Oswald's gameplay in that, in the original game you had to use your POW meter to activate Berserk mode, which was extremely limiting. Like, the moment that POW meter ran out, not only could you not attack, you were stunned, so using Oswald's Berserk mode was an intense risk. In this game, it's more like, kind of, think of it like A-ism in Street Fighter Alpha. You fill up a meter to activate a mode, and that mode lets you go apeshit. Also, he has a custom grab. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but it fills up the Berserk mode relatively quickly. And once you activate it, you just, you know, mash the buttons until you win. So it really is A-ism.
Yeah.
Now, this doesn't mean that Oswald is a very simplistic gameplay style, unlike Mercedes. Like, there's a lot of things that you could do with Oswald's character both out and in of Berserk mode. One of the things, like, I'm just gonna dip back into my little fighting game halves here. Oswald has a lot of target combos, in that if you do a certain string of attacks right, like, say, basic attacks into slide and uppercut, they go by seamlessly rather than, you know, clunkily. I don't tend to use the custom combos because by playing in a heroic mode, I kinda, like, deny a bit of the game in general, just because when you're playing in heroic mode, there is high risk of death, so you don't tend to do some of the more fancy shit that you would do in this game. I will also say that once you hit Oswald's mode, the game stops pulling punches. Case in point, I have a boss fight in the fucking tutorial.
Yep.
Which is not too bad, honestly, because, you know, even if it's a boss fight, Berserk mode is comically overpowered.
Yeah, the bugbear isn't too bad.
I would say he's a bit more, what's it called, aggressive in this version of the game, but yeah, compared to some of the new mid-bosses, he's cake.
Yeah. I was always happy when, like, a collectible was hidden behind, like, even just 2 bugbears. It's like, ah, so this is the easy one. Good.
Yes. Gotta get an S rank on every mission, including the tutorials.
Exactly.
And now for like, oh fuck, I think this is like 10 minutes of plot.
Greetings, Queen Elfaria. This is the strongest blade among
I do
all
appreciate
ciphers.
Oswald's story mainly because it gives us the other side of the fairy war.
Yep.
It also shows that Melvin isn't completely a wad, but he is still an asshole.
He's power hungry. Smart, but power hungry.
Good. Leave us, Oswald.
Let me just go polish my dinner plates.
Yeah.
There is nothing to fear. We shall not be harmed. This allows us to perform otherwise dangerous feats, such as hunting dragons.
Yes, the only 3 on the planet.
Yep.
Are the rumors indeed true?
There are really no other dragons. Like, the wizards have one is dead, and the other's just very angry.
Yes.
This amazing sword can cut through a dragon's armored hide like butter.
I like how he just killed one of the
If
3
this sword
dragons.
can be
The nice
mass-produced,
dragon, too.
The lesser nations will
Who
kneel
predicts
to us.
who can see the future, just to be like, hey look, we can kill a dragon.
I also
Buy
think,
this knife now.
my cold steel cipher.
Exactly.
If I remember right, I also think Elfaria actually had good relations with Hindle,
Well,
which is
Brom,
kind of like a
The Queen
heel
highly
turn
praised
in
the
terms
sword
of
you created,
what Melvin is doing. I keep forgetting
Yeah.
that his name is
but she
fucking
hesitates
Melvin.
to mass
It's a
produce
bad
it.
name for a fairy.
Tis
It's a
frustrating.
bad name in general, because if I remember right, Melvin is
you
kind of like a
afraid?
derogatory term.
I am terrified.
Like, I've heard
myself.
people say, what a fucking Melvin.
Many have been taken
Yeah.
by the sword's curse and have been turned into ghosts. What fate awaits Oswald?
I also like how this small little dwarf is way more of a dad than Melvin will ever be.
Oh yeah.
Oswald shall be fine. He is a true swordsman.
Oh,
Melvin, the messengers are calling.
I shall be there shortly. Brom, I suggest you do not concern yourself with this.
It'd be a shame if you got dumped in the underworld or something, but that would never happen, would it?
No, it's not like the Reapers will be here to get him. Halia.
never should have crafted that weapon. Ah, it will part the heavens and tear the earth asunder.
I mean, I don't know about that, but it's a pretty dope short sword.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to cut this out. Oh well. Yeah, let me tell you, in between recording issues, corrupted videos, and weird other problems, having multiple save slots is great. I really wish more games let you clone and have more save files.
The Demon Lord's daughters are evil.
Always really
They
useful,
lead
and
the Valkyries and gleefully
especially with how
slaughter
more and
all
more
they
games
face
these
in
days are
battle.
trying to like get in on that
It is too
LP
much to expect us to
YouTube
fight
Yeah.
bandwagon that they'd make it easier for LPers.
I kind of feel like I should just ask some other devs for that, because one of my other running LPs, I would really like save cycling a lot.
The war between the fairies and the dwarves.
Those who fled
Just an
serve the
infinitely
demon
useful
lord,
feature.
while those who fail to escape
But yeah, right now we are in, I want to say,
serve
just
the
before the beginning
We left
of
our forges,
Mercedes'
which
plot.
meant everything to us.
Because this is before,
time has
this is
come for the
before
Queen
the
to
Aesir and the
realize our
Vanir
power.
clash for the Cauldron, and everybody's just like, yo, what the fuck's gonna happen?
Yep,
Do not place
if
too
I
much
remember,
trust
that
in
is
Melvin.
where the little chart
He
points
thinks
it,
nothing
yeah.
of you.
Yeah, I gotta bring that up sometime. I do want to, like, make a video summarizing the entire story of all 5 things. But that's effort,
Side
and that's
by
gonna
side.
take a while to do.
Yeah.
Don't come any closer! They say that sword is cursed!
Look, lady, if you're worried about a cursed sword, you really shouldn't be, because this thing's stuck with me.
I'm just a
Yeah.
local guide. How about a meal?
Also, one thing that makes me laugh is that everybody says, "Hey, don't scowl at me, mister. It's fine."
Yeah.
It's not fine for Oswald. Everything is terrible for him.
He does scowl a lot. But hey, he's got a mulberry now.
I can't let anyone see me enjoying fruit. I'm scowling again.
Death's apprentice. We shall not require the assistance of your despicable power. The unicorns and paladin will dispose of the Aesir threat.
Throughout like the first few chapters, I love the fucking beef in between the unicorns and Oswald.
Oh yeah, they're vying for power among the fairy.
It's not so much that as Oswald's just, you know, effectively a hired sword, and the paladins don't like him, so they're always just kind of like being snide at each other.
That is also true, yeah. They would really hate it if Oswald replaced them in the military kind of thing. People like Oswald.
Imagine a squad of Oswalds!
My god, they can scowl at entire
Oswald, I
armies
must speak
together.
up.
Yeah.
Listen to me. This is about the fate of your sword.
What is it?
I deeply regret handing you that sword. That blade will take its wielder to the netherworld, where he loses his soul. Those revenants up in the mountains, they are former users of the Belderreaver.
So yeah, bit of a backstory there. Every bugbear we fought was a Belderreaver user.
I told you, it won't do you any good.
That's why they're so angry.
Right now, you're
Really, they always seem to be, you know,
holding back the war
smiling and
efforts of our
enjoying
nation.
life. Well, unlife.
True.
But it is not in my
They're free
nature to
from the
soil my
sword.
hands with the blood of my friends.
Oh, thank fuck, I can stop
shall
being
send you to
angry.
the netherworld.
Yeah.
The Holly
So
will
happy
take
they
care
could
of
kill.
you.
Take the traitor away.
Sorry, Brom, you're under arrest for plot reasons. Take him away. This is the funniest thing to me.
The pride that keeps you so fearless will be the thing that leads to your death.
He fears the power of the sword and has lost his nerve. Don't concern yourself. Or are you beginning to despise the sword yourself?
All I wish is to be
This is
able to
kind of the
continue
defining line of Oswald right here.
I shall obey your
He doesn't
commands.
inherently hate everything. He's not a man of, you know,
I'm
anger
so
or
lucky to
anything.
have such a devoted
He's
son.
like, he mentioned it before. He was abandoned as he was a baby, and
I
then
have a
Melvin
task which
found
only
him.
you
So
can
he
perform.
feels like he has purpose serving Melvin.
'Tis reconnaissance into the very heart of the enemy.
So it's a matter of unwavering loyalty.
Guy saves you, gives you a nice suit of plate mail and a fancy glowing sword. Of course, you're gonna be happy to serve him.
And he also really did treat Oswald like a son, despite what the plot makes it seem like.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is one unique thing about Oswald in that while everybody else has kind of like a glide or a weird thing, Oswald has that weird hover.
He can
And-
kind of teleport.
And while it does have an upgrade that makes it like 8 directional, I really don't use it just because if you want to travel horizontally faster, you're better off doing his dash attack, which is super fast.
Yeah.
Also, these guys finally make a return from the original game.
Hell yeah.
On the note of Oswald's combos, though, there is a bit of a variety in them. I mentioned he has target combos, he also has tilt moves if you've ever played Smash. Like if you just do if you do a neutral combo ender, he does a 2-hit combo ender. Meanwhile, if you tilt forward while doing the combo, he does an overhead swing that covers a lot of distance. Each has their practical use. I honestly prefer using the 2-hit combo ender just to get more damage out. But it's a lot harder to do that because he is kind of rooted in place. And yeah, you kind of saw that target combo there where I do a slash into an upper kick into more combos. Like his combo system just feels incredibly fluid compared to everybody else.
They really want to make him feel like a berserker.
Yeah. Another one that's fun to do, but I rarely do just because I don't often rely on the grab. If you're in the air and above someone, you could do a down attack into it. You could do a dropping attack into a slide attack, and while you're doing the slide attack, you could charge your grab and do that. Like he just has so much versatility that it's incredible. And it only gets better once you get more of his skills. Like,
Yes.
he is probably the most flexible melee fighter in the game, and I say that enjoying Cornelius' gameplay, like, earnestly.
Oh yeah, I definitely enjoy Cornelius.
Another thing that's a weird motif that we don't see much of now, but is going to be way more prevalent in the later chapters. A lot of Cornelius' gameplay involves finding keys, which is bizarre to me. Like, yeah, I can kind of see, like, there's the RPG thing, but there's no depth to the quote-unquote dungeons, so needing to find keys to progress the plot always felt a little goofy to me.
Yeah, it's just weird. It makes you fully explore the map more, I guess, but when I play this, I fully explored the map normally. I just want to get everything, get as much experience money.
It's not actively detrimental, but it also doesn't add anything either, so it's just kind of there and you're like, why?
Yeah.
Also, I gotta make sure I get all the Mandragores I can after dealing with Mercedes this chapter. What?
You've accidentally released your Bosons.
That's not what I wanted to do at all. I wanted to be angry. Oh yeah, in Berserk mode, there's a lot of different traits to Oswald when he's in this mode. The big difference changer is that when you dodge, you continue your combo. Like, you have attack frames while you're dodging, and that shit is powerful.
Yes. Another thing.
Another thing is that his air attack is different. Instead of like launching his blade forward and following ahead of time, he does kind of like a weird Vega move from Street Fighter, where he jumps backward and then dives forward. And this thing pops enemies into the air if you get them in a hit stun. Now, you know how we just got that grab that gives us meter for free?
Yep.
Vile Rush, honestly, is so much better at doing that, to where I feel like the grab is effectively worthless.
Yeah.
Vile Rush is kinda stupid. It's not good damage-wise, but if you set it up right, you could fill up your meter damn near instantly.
Especially with the Berserk Vile Rush.
Oh
You
yeah.
do just a shit ton of damage then.
Yeah, that's meant to do damage. When you're not in Berserk mode, it's more it's more of a technique to build up meter. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I've been deathly afraid of my capture card just fucking biting it, so at random times I just stop and just do movements to test sound and audio synchronization.
That's completely fair.
Because, I mentioned it before, I'm gonna say it again, because it bears repeating every single fucking time. Hoppage is garbage, don't buy it if you're a budding LPer.
Yep.
Like, the maximum quality you're gonna get from a Hoppage capture card is 14 megabytes per second of video quality, compared to Elgato's, what? Doesn't Elgato have, like, lossless?
I think the better ones can do that, yeah.
And I know Aver Media is pretty good as well. Honestly, though, I can't complain because I was gifted this capture card by a friend, and honestly, with all the stress I've been suffering because of it and all the goats I've sacrificed to get it work, I think I'd be better off by, you know, having nothing. Also, wow, Oswald, what the fuck?
I have seen nothing.
Hello, shopkeeper. Now that I've talked to you, I can't let you live.
He's just trying to get a good deal. It's a haggling technique.
Intimidation check.
Yeah. Oswald is the armored fighter that we all play in D&D.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody wants to be the badass, but nobody wants to be the face.
Yep.
But yeah, I mentioned it before, but I feel like saying it again. I always feel like shops now don't really feel substantial compared to the original game.
How are they different?
You could get more, like, in the original game it was way harder to get supplies. They don't fucking throw potions at you, and mandragores were, biome related rather than, you know, just getting them at random.
So you'd want to replay levels to go back and get, you know, some Cub's Bane or whatever.
And also get some materials. And stores would have, say, materials for, say, alongside, you know, fruit seeds for increasing alchemy chances and all that. The shops in the original game had a lot more substance to them because it lend you know, viability to the clunky alchemy system. Now that alchemy is a bit more simplified and the game throws items at you for getting S ranks, shops feel ultimately worthless to me.
Yeah, I mostly use them to buy ingredients. Like, I'll be like, oh, I don't have any shrimp.
Exactly. I feel like the shop is there for people that don't do all the missions and still want to, say, get that shield ring or Venus bangle.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of the good accessories are out of the way, and for people that just want to get this shit done, that's it for them. But if you're, say, oh, I don't know, trying to do the, you know, most ballsy LP ever, you don't really need them.
Everything.
And I also feel like habaneros are kind of worthless just because Fire Shield Potion got actively nerfed.
I find, in a pinch on some of the boss fights, a good blaze can really take out a good chunk of the boss's health, but yeah.
So, once I get meter, we're gonna see how busted Oswald could be against bosses. Because last time we said Mercedes is a boss melter, oh man, were we understating things? Here we go! Fucking vaporize this guy. Yeah, and right there is why that dodge attack is so good.
Mm-hmm.
I could be avoiding attacks and still continue my damage string. Let's see, that's 3 HP meter bars broken, and I actively canceled my meter because I wanted to stay out of danger. Oswald's kind of busted.
Yes.
Like, it's almost hilarious how overpowered he was now. Because I don't remember him being this strong in the original game. Probably because his Berserk mode was offset by the fact that you could stun yourself super easily with it.
Yep.
Now, this is also kind of a problem because of how powerful and versatile Oswald is. I tend to play really recklessly. Like, I tend to redo a lot of fights in this chapter more often, not because of, you know, time or odds or anything. It's just that I just get too fucking into it.